everyone. Welcome to Ask Me Monday. I'm Vicki Howell, and I'm so happy to be here with you as I am 3 Mondays of every month, courtesy of our friends over at Knitters Pride / Knit Pro, depending where in the world you are. If you are not already in the know about their products, please check them out. You can just go to Knitters Pride. You can go to VickiHowell.com, and I have all kinds of links. They are a great company that do a lot of work for independent designers and women in India and around the globe. All right, so we are going to be chatting about a new stitch today, and also this beauty. But I want to start, before I dive into that, and I should say that if you are not watching the live feed and you are just here for the ye old tutorial, just go ahead and fast forward the video until you just see my hands, and you will be golden. But for the rest of you that like to hang out with me a little bit, as always, I just really dig starting the week out, kind of taking the creative temperature of everyone watching. So that means letting me know where you are, how you are, and how you're being creative, how you were over the weekend. Or for me right now, since we are in non-traditional times, I'm always interested to know what projects are inspiring you to stay creative during, there could be little periods of creative block right now. So if you have a pattern or a recipe or a song that's inspiring you, please feel free to leave a link in the comment section. Connect with each other. Please utilize my Facebook page and the live feed here and later on YouTube for as your sort of virtual boards. So I am in the Yarnier Studios in Buda, Texas, which is just a scooch over from Austin. And I, over the weekend, worked a little bit. What did I do over the weekend? I feel like I must have done something. Oh, I know what I was working on. So last week, I don't know if any of you watched last week's show. If not, you can find all episodes. There's like 171-ish of them. You can either go to VickiHowell.com and just go to the blog and click on Ask Me Monday. Or if you're on Facebook, there's a whole videos playlist. There also is on YouTube. So last week, I showed how to do this IKEA hack for this pillow that has has a linen broomstick lace panel on it. And this is using the linen that is featured in the August Yarnier gift pack, which I'll mention again at the end of the show. But for the chair that I bought these pillows to go on, there's 2 of them. Having a little bit of the second pillow syndrome right now. So I did start, but I'm like, I got like that much done of it. So I did work on that a little bit. That was kind of it mostly, I think. Oh no, that's a lie. I actually finished another project for a big launch that we have in October. I knew there was something else. But yeah, that's mostly what I did. Just hung with the family, but please let me know what you're up to. Hi Thea, good to see you. Hi Chris, always great to see you. And Estella, and Rose, who's in Ohio, and Karen, who is in the Netherlands. So as you guys are sharing and carrying and all of this stuff, I also just wanted to welcome any of our new viewers, and also just remind you that if you can share this video like Libby just did, man, that was like on cue, Libby, thank you. It really helps. It helps with the mystical algorithm that changes on a daily basis. And more important to me, I just like to get inspiration and tutorials in as many people's feeds as possible who want it, obviously. So I appreciate that. Marlia, good to see you. We have Taula. They're coming by fast now. Lori, Catherine, and Cape Cod. Going so fast. So anyways, if you have any questions throughout this video, please just post them in the comment section. I may see them and I may be able to comment on them live, but if I cannot, I'll come back after. I'll go through the comments, and that is what I have to say about that. All right, so today's tutorial is going to be, over, I don't like to choose favorites, but it's pretty much up there for lace stitching for me. Lace knitting is a little hit or miss with me. Often it's a little more feminine and more traditional than goes with my personal vibe. Like I have a great appreciation for it, but you know, sometimes, you know, I'm always dancing on I kind of like the kind of like funky cool, but with just like a dash of femme kind of situation. But this particular pattern that we're going to be learning today is called Grand Eyelet Lattice and a Dixit. It looks like this up close. This is it on I believe this is an Aran weight yarn. What I love about it is that it is lace because it's open, but it's super geometric, and angular just screams of modernism, at least to me. So not only does it have sort of kind of this cool, unexpected look for lace, but it's also relatively quick to work up regardless of what weight because of the grand eyelets. So we are going to be working on that, and all of that because I have a brand new design out. It's called the Geo Scarf. It can be worn as an infinity scarf. I always want to call them eternity scarves. Or it can be worn, you know, as more of like a cowl situation. That's the wrong side out. Nothing like using a camera as your mirror. But it's really lightweight, so it's great. It's a great layering piece. Like obviously now I'm wearing it with a tank top. I could wear it later with a sweater. It really sort of is an all-season type scarf. It is made in Mad Tosh Merino Light and Mad Tosh TML plus tweed, but they're in my collaboration colors. You do you. You can do whatever colors. I have a whole color collection with them, which I know some of you are familiar with. Right now there's 5 colors in the collection, but we sell them in my Yarnier shop, which I will link to. I will also have the swatch instructions on my website, VickiHowell.com. So you can make it in any of these colors. You just need one hank of a main color. So the one that I am wearing, the main color is Spirit Fingers. And this is my Vicki Howell from Mad Tosh color. This one is the tweed. And then you just need a unicorn tail each. That is Mad Tosh speak for their little singlets of whatever you want your pop colors to be. And just now, as of this minute, we are selling the individual unicorn tails on my Yarnier shop too. So you can get the pattern and you can also order any of this yarn. Oh, and before I forget, if you want the pattern for my viewers, put Ask Me Monday at the checkout for the pattern and you'll get 20% off of it. Ask Me Monday. All right, so I used Peace Fingers and Pinky Swear. All the colors in this collection have to do with like hands and fingers and that kind of things. So that's what I use, but you could use, you know, you can use any color combination if you want. You can even get one of my main colors and infuse one of your own hand-dyed ones or one of your favorite ones. Really, it's up to you. But for this project, you will need one hank. This is about 420 yards. You probably won't use quite all of it, but most of it. And then you'll need just a unicorn tail each. And they have, I know it's about 17 gram. The yardage, I want to say, yeah, 52 yards. So that'll give you an idea. And again, you can get that in my Yarnier shop, linked to from VickiHowell.com. All right. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to teach. Oh, I did want to say one more thing. The stitch pattern I actually discovered, and I apologize that everything is backwards. This is the forward-facing camera, and it just doesn't work in live feeds. So when I was researching my latest book, The Knit Vibe, A Knitter's Guide to Creativity, Community, and Wellbeing for the Mind, Body, and Soul, I worked on a section about numerology. And although these swatches have nothing to do with actual numerology, when I was writing this section, I thought it would be really fun, because I like a theme, if I paired up swatch patterns that use the same number as whatever the life path number was. And so this particular one was for life path number 8. But all that to say, the swatch pattern, which you can find at VickiHowell.com, you can also find if you have Knit Vibe, the book on page 107, or I've written it out on my website. There's also a link to the Geo scarf, and so we are golden. All right, I am going to flip the camera around. I realized I didn't pull out as many lights, and I'm in a different place in the studio than I was last week, so I'm hoping it's not too dark. I might situate things a little bit differently. So, and also I wanted to mention that for this particular project, I used my Knitter's Pride Smart Sticks, the interchangeable set. You don't need circulars for this. This piece is knit straight and then seamed together. I always use circulars though, unless I'm using DPNs, because I have wrist issues from being a professional knitter, amongst other things. And so it really takes some of that weight of the knitting off of your wrist if you can have it hang on the cords. And the Smart Sticks are great because they have along the, both the segments of the needles and you'll see here along the cord, they are in 1 inch or I believe it's 2.5 centimeters if you get them outside of North America. Increments on them so you can use them to measure as you go along. All that to say, for the purposes of this demonstration, since I'm working on really small swatches, I'm moving over to double pointed needles. You do not need double pointed needles for the scarf pattern, but if you're working on a small swatch, you might. And I'm using my Smart Sticks and my Knitter's Pride Ginger double pointed needles. All right, that's all I have to say about that. I'm going to flip the camera around now, and then we will work. All right. So we're set up. I think that light's okay. It's a little shadowy. That's not my favorite. Oh, look at that. Look at that bright and shininess. I think that's a scotch too far, but you know what? Go big or go home. Alrighty, so the first row that you're going to do, this may seem a little strange. It's kind of a setup row. It's going to be a wrong side, but it's not so strange if you think about you're doing a cast on that is the long tail cast on or a knit cast on or a cable cast on, and any of those, fun fact, they actually count as a row. Now, designers and pattern writers don't always take that into account because honestly, unless you're using a super chunky yarn, it's not that noticeable, but that's really the truth. So technically the cast on would be your right row. I believe that that's why the stitch pattern was written that way, but I just stuck with it. So the first row you cast on and you just purl. I think we all know how to do that, so I left it there. I started that already. If you do not know how to purl, I have linked vickyhowell.com. I will link to all of my YouTube tutorials on the individual stitches. I've got you, I promise. All right, so I just realized I closed my pattern. So row 1 is purl. All right, so now we are on our right side, and this is row 2. And we are going to knit 2 together twice, yarn over twice, and then SSK or slip, 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 knit twice. That'll be our pattern repeat. So let me show you what that looks like. So we first knit 2 together, and that is just going into 2 stitches at a time, pretending like they are one. Oh, I see Stacy up there. Stacy, do you see I'm wearing your bracelets? She made me all of this lovely jewelry. I'm so happy to see you here. So you knit them together as if they were one, and that's a decrease. So knit 2 together. Now this says twice, so we're going to do it one more time. What we're doing, what those 2 knit 2 togethers are doing, are creating this really exaggerated slant. All right, so then we want to yarn over twice. So what we're doing here, it's essentially a double increase. So we're going to yarn over 1 time and then yarn over a 2nd time. And you see that's created 2 stitches where we had just decreased 2 stitches. And now we're going to do an SSK. So that is an opposite direction leaning decrease. So we're going to slip, slip, and then knit 2 through the back loop. Now an SSK is one of the few times that when you're slipping stitches, you slip knitwise instead of purlwise, thereby twisting the stitches. Slip 1, slip 2, but when you knit through the back loop, it reorients them. All right, so that is the pattern repeat. So let's keep going. We are going to knit 2 together twice, yarn over twice, SSK twice. And these are multiples of 8. For the swatch pattern, I've written it so that you start with 24 stitches, but you know, you do you, just multiples of 8. Okay, and so we need to do this one more time because I do have that 24 stitches cast on. We're going to knit 2 together. Yarn over twice. Whoops, and then SSK twice. Okay, so that is our row 2. Now we're going to flip over our piece and work on the wrong side. Now we're going to do what's called an SSP2 tog. So basically it's a decrease, but it's on the purl side, right? So you're going to slip, slip, purl. So slip, whoops. Your yarn needs to be in the front of your work because you're slipping. And then purl both together through the back loop. And now, this is where the fun begins. You're going to purl 1, knit 1, but all in the double yarn over that you just did. So you're going to do this 3 times. So 1, 2, oops, I let it go. 3. 1. I'm going to do that again. I think I knitted when I needed to purl. So let's do this again. We are going to purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, and you'll notice I'm not pulling off that loop off the left-hand needle. And then the 3rd time, purl 1, knit 1. So you'll now have 6 stitches made right there. And at that point, you can pull it off. So what you've done is you've created the increases that balance out all of the decreases, but also look at that grand eyelet. That's where the magic happens right there. All right, and then from there, you're going to purl 2 together. So you need to bring the yarn in the front and purl 2 together. Okay, so that's our repeat. So let's see that again. Let me make sure I'm in the shot for you. All right, so we're going to slip, slip, knit. And I realize I might have accidentally slipped purlwise at the beginning. So slip, slip. Again, since you're working through the back loop, you will reorient twisted stitches. Purl those 2 together. Then we see that we're at our yarn over. You can see it's a double yarn over. See how it's got like a little twisty loop-de-loop. We're going to purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1 into that double yarn over, allowing that to fall off. So we've got 6 stitches increased, and then purl 2 together. All right, let's do that one last time because I like odd numbers. We're going to slip, slip, purl through the back loop. You're already set up from the purling to begin purling. Purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1. Got a little bit higher than I wanted to. Purl 1, knit 1, letting that fall off the left-hand needle. And we are going to end this row with a purl 2 together. And that is row 3. All right, then let's flip it over. And what you can see, you can already see these little triangle situations happening. So this next row that we're going to do is about closing those triangles. All right, so row 4, we're going to knit 1. And then we're going to knit 6, which will be those that you just created. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is where we're going to close the top of the triangle, but without decreasing. So let me show you how to do this. What you're going to do is you're going to knit, you'll see there's like a little bit of a space, right? So you're going to insert the needle as if to knit 2 together. You're going to knit 2 together, but don't let this stitch, these 2 stitches fall off the left-hand needle. you're going to knit again into just the first stitch, and now you slip it off. So you're basically swapping positions with the 2 stitches, but it also gives you the tip of your triangle. Isn't that cool? All right, so then, now that you've done this, you're going to lather, rinse, repeat. So we go back to knitting 6. I'm just going to show you this one more time. Okay, so then we are going to, I think I knit one too many. We're going to knit 2 together. Do not let those stitches fall off. Knit the first stitch only again, slide off. And you'll continue all the way around. And you can really, one of the reasons I love this pattern is we're 4 rows in and you can really see the personality of the stitch already. All right, row 5, I'm not going to show you because it's just a plain row, just like row 1 is. But this is what it'll look like when it's done. And now, there's nothing really all that new that I'm going to show you now, but you are going to work, an additional 3 rows. And what these 3 rows are, and I will show you, is that we're going to be alternating these triangles so that you have these little catty corners. So what that means is just moving the whole situation over a little bit. So on row 6, we are going to knit 4. And again, you can find this stitch pattern swatch at vickyhowell.com, and also a link to the scarf pattern, which is just launched today in my Yarn Yay shop. And I will eventually get it on Ravelry if I ever get it together, but frankly, nobody knows. Nobody knows. All right, so now we are going to knit 2 together, and we have to we need to start the whole process over again that we began at the beginning, that we began with. So now we yarn over twice, and then SSK, twice, and that's our repeat. And you just remember that you want to have opposite leaning decreases when you're making a triangle. All right, so then we're going to start again, knit 2 together twice, yarn over twice, SSK twice. And this color I'm working with is my color Peace Fingers, if you're interested. Okay, so what did I just do? SSK twice. All right, then I'm going to knit 2 together twice. It's possible that I wasn't paying attention. Actually, I went too far. I did a double yarn over, and we are going to SSK twice, and then knit to the last 4 and knit the last 4 stitches. Okay, so the only other thing that I'm going to show you, because I think you probably get it right now, again, you're just repeating, you're just moving it over, is I do want to show you there is here, again, we're going to move things over by purling 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we start our SSP situation again. So slip, slip, purl 2 together. And then we just do the exact same thing that we did on the subsequent rows, but just scoot? I think it's past tense of scooted over just a scotch. And you just repeat those 8 rows. It will be a total of 8 rows, doing exactly what I've shown you, but just at different intervals. And until you get a square, I'm going to turn this around, hopefully that works okay, until you get a square or whatever stitch pattern you want, or in the case of the scarf that I'm wearing, until it is time for a color change. That was way too low. In time for a color change, which we have written in the pattern. So that's really all there is to it. Again, this is the Grand Eyelet swatch, excerpted from my book, The Knit Vibe, but the swatch is yours for free, courtesy of Knitter's Pride and Knit Pro at vickyhowell.com, plus the link to the pattern. Don't forget my Geo Scarf pattern, just for my Ask Me Monday viewers, is at 20% off if you use Ask Me Monday for the pattern only in our Yarn Yay shop, which I've also linked to at vickyhowell.com. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. All right, so last things, I just want to remind you that you can find all of the yarn. I'll link to that as well. And then I would love to know for next week what you would like to learn. It can be knitting, it can be crocheting, it can actually be any craft as long as I can also use some awesome Knitter's Pride tools with them in some way. But if you're interested in some kind of home decor action, if you just want another stitch pattern, if there's some kind of, I don't know, technique that has just been needling at you, didn't even mean the pun and they just flow out of my mouth. Put it in the comments section and I'll absolutely consider it. I don't have a plan for next Monday, but I will be here on the 31st live at noon Central or anytime after that for the replay. All right, last up, for those of you that are familiar or aren't familiar, my Yarn-Yay subscription boxes are just a love for me. I enjoy putting them together. I enjoy teaching all the skills that are part of them. I enjoy partnering with other amazing small businesses and working together. And this month's the August pack featuring flax and twine linen, one or the other, the exclusive Yarn-Yay zippy bag, Smile and Wave by Rachel Denbow Matter Right die kit, and then patterns for 2 bags, one by Ann Wheelove of flax and twine, one by me. It's only available for 4 more days. It's a lovely, lovely collaboration. It supports 4 female-run businesses because we also do use a printer that's run by a woman, and it's just kind of a cool gig. And also included in that are tutorials. We also did an info interview with Anne about linen yarn, which I found fascinating, just about how it's made and the construction. And we also did a lesson on dyeing with madder root. So all of that. So it's my hope that we introduce you to some amazing new people and new skills, and but have your back and all that while you're doing it. All right. As always, it's great being with you. It's even better right now. I really feel like community is always important, but right now it's crucial. So be kind to one another. Let's take care of one another. And I will see you back here next Monday, the 31st at noon Central. Please share this video. Make sure that you subscribe and click the notification if you'd like to see it live. And I will see you soon, friends. Bye.